So now we jump down to verse 38, where he gives a little 2-verse parable. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branches are yet tender and it begins to put forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh at hand. So he's saying you don't have to wonder when summer's coming. Just look at the fig trees. You can see when the signs are leading you to know, oh, summer is really close. So likewise, mine elect, when they shall see all these things, everything that we've covered from verse 21 up through verse 37, all these prophecies, he says, that's like the fig tree. This is a parable. You can see, oh, yep, we're getting closer and closer to the coming of Christ. And they shall know that he is near, even at the doors. And then he gives a little caution. Verse 40, but of that day and hour no one knoweth, no, not the angels of God in heaven, but my Father only. Recognize that he didn't even include himself in the list there. I don't know if that means that he didn't know at that moment on the Mount of Olives when his second coming was going to be. And that wouldn't bother me if he didn't know that at that point, because it wasn't necessary. He had to finish his mortal ministry and to complete his first coming before his focus fully would shift to then preparing the world for his second coming. But you'll notice in section 49 of the Doctrine and Covenants, verse 7, in that great prophecy given to the shaking Quakers, that in verse 7, he doesn't include himself in the list of people who don't know the day or the hour of his coming. So verse 41 now goes on to say, but as it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be also at the coming of the Son of Man. So he's describing here the wickedness and the struggles at the time of Noah are going to come back right before his second coming. For it shall be with them as it was in the days which were before the flood. So what do? Here we sit in the latter days with all of these signs of the fig tree putting forth her leaves and some of those initial buds of fruit, and we say the summer is nigh at hand. We listen to our prophets more than we listen to the voices of the world and all of the experts of the blogosphere, and we hear more talk of preparing the world for the second coming of the Savior. So what do we now do? What is our job? Verse 46, and what I say unto one, I say unto all men. Watch, therefore, for you know not at what hour your Lord doth come. I love this because if we're not careful, we will spend so much time, so much energy and effort focusing on an event, the coming of Jesus Christ, the second coming, this grand and glorious event at that day. And if we're not careful, we're going to miss the entire process of becoming more like him and preparing to receive him into our own life, to the point where we miss out on the joyous journey of discipleship because we're looking for some event of salvation, and we miss it because our focus has been on the wrong things. It doesn't mean that we're not supposed to look forward to his day. We do. But we look forward to his day by walking the covenant path, by becoming more firm in our three identities that President Nelson asked us to focus on: child of God, child of the covenant, disciple of Christ. If we focus on those three things, then whether it happens today or tomorrow, the second coming, we're going to be ready. But if we put all of our eggs in the event basket, trying to calculate when it's going to be and looking at all the prophecies and line them up, and we're not loving God and loving our neighbor in the process, well, then when he does come, it won't be a glorious event for us.